how to become superhuman. How is it that some guys go to the gym the same amount as everybody else? They're there, they're trying to eat clean, they're doing all the things, they're walking, they're looking up all these videos, and yet they don't look superhuman. They don't have a six pack. They don't look the way they want to look. They're frustrated going to the gym over and over again, almost looking worse every year, right? What if you could put in the same effort and get maximum results, right? This is going to be about becoming superhuman, how you can truly unlock your potential and all the things that I wish I would have known along my path, tactical things to do to get in better shape, to feel better, to look better, and most importantly, to walk around like you're a superhuman. So here we go. I want to get right into things and talk about segment number one of becoming a superhuman and not looking like everybody else at the gym. I see guys every single day. They go to the gym, they work out, they eat healthy, they do the things. They don't look the way they want to look. They don't feel the way they want to look. And the first segment is to becoming superhuman is the most overlooked, but the most talked about. It's sleep. And before I bore you guys to sleep, let's talk about it. You can't just go to bed and expect that you're getting good sleep. You can't just say, I got 10 hours of sleep, I'm doing great. Because it comes down to four or five things that I've studied over the years and that I've helped maximize my sleep and gotten better over the years. And I want to share them all with you so you can optimize, you can sleep like a champion and wake up refreshed. Not just go to bed, wake up, and you're still tired. And you're wondering why you don't have energy and you're wondering why you always feel like crap. Number one is consistency with your sleep. And this goes over people's heads so often because they're like, I got 10 hours of sleep, but I don't feel good. Did you have consistent sleep? What I mean by that is the same bedtime, the same wake up time. That's the biggest lever you can pull. I've been tracking my sleep for 6+ years on this Whoop, and that's the biggest lever that I've noticed with my Whoop because everything comes from that. When you're consistently waking up and going to sleep at the same time, your body gets used to it. You get better sleep. You wake up more refreshed. And your body's ready to go. So that's number one. You got to be consistent. And I get it. It can be hard with kids. It can be hard when you get, you have stuff come up. I'm not saying you got to be perfect, but 80 to 90% of the time, you should be within an hour of the same time you go to sleep and the same time you wake up. Within an hour. That's the wiggle room that I'd say I'd give you. If you're doing stuff like, going to bed at 11, waking up at 6, going to bed at 10 p.m., waking up at, you know, 5 a.m., 4 a.m., and then over the weekend you go to bed at midnight, you wake up at 10 a.m., right? Those aren't going to work. That's not going to give you the consistency. So that's number one. I'm telling you, you're going to feel different when you get consistent sleep. It's going to be a big lever that you can pull. Now, lever two that you can pull with sleep, and I've talked about this before, one of the greatest things that I've done. And no, by the way, actually going back to number one. So I talked about a Whoop. That's what I wear. They've come out with Fitbit Air. They've come out with a couple other contraptions. Fitbit Air is $100, and I've heard it's pretty solid. So start there to see when you wake up and when you go to sleep on a month. I would track a whole month, maybe even 2 months, and see like, are you pretty consistent throughout the week? You know, try to be somewhat consistent on the weekends as well. I try to keep it within an hour even on the weekends. You may say, oh, that sounds terrible. Well, listen, you're going to feel a lot better. So give it a try. That's number one. Number two, wrote down. This one is an interesting one, but it's black out your room. So number one, if you can black out your room with blackout curtains and blackout shades, that's going to be a huge help to your sleep, your circadian rhythm. When you get in bed, it's dark, it's cold, huge, huge lever to pull. Now, if you want to do that, great, but that's one way. On top of that, though, I would say blackout curtains, but also get an eye mask because there's always little lights in your room. There's always little things that if you if you would just understand that if you see some of these bright lights at night, it'll keep you up for 30 minutes to an hour, just like that. Boom. You're off. So get the eye mask. I love it. I've been using it for multiple years now. My wife and I both sleep with one. By the way, in the show notes of this episode, I'm going to put everything that I've talked about, everything that I use personally, supplements, some of the supplement companies I work with, some of the eye masks, all the stuff. So you'll be able to find it. But get a really good eye mask that's soft, that works. It takes about a week to get used to it. I remember the first couple days I hated my eye mask, but after a week, it's just awesome. When you put it on, you can't stay awake because you're staring at a black eye mask. There's nothing to think about. A lot of times I go to bed and I have all these thoughts and all these feelings and thinking about this and that the next day. But when you put on that eye mask, your body just knows, hey, it's time to go to bed, and you get dialed in. Caveat to that, the other thing I'd add is mouth tape. It's great. It helps with snoring. It helps, you breathe through your nose, which has been shown to improve recovery, all sorts of different things. I don't even know all the studies, but I like it. Another reason I like it, you can't talk. You have to go to sleep. You can't see, you can't talk. What are you going to do? You're going to go to bed, right? My wife, my wife hates the mouth tape because she wants to talk to me, but I'm taped up, eye mask on, I'm going to bed. Again, it trains your mind, it trains your body. When the eye mask goes on, when the mouth tape goes on, you're going to bed. There's nothing you can think about. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can ruminate with. Telling you, these two levers are going to change the way you sleep forever. Absolutely change mine. Number three, I've already talked about it. Get some sort of data. The Fitbit's $100. The Whoop is expensive. I just have so much data on it. I don't want to switch yet, but who knows? Fitbit. Really, I just want you to be able to see when you go to bed and when you wake up because people are in their head. They think that they're so much better than they actually are at certain things. But when you track the data never lies and you can't lie about the data. So that's I don't know, number three. Number four, biggest lever you can pull. I've tried a lot of different supplements. My favorite one is magnesium glycinate, 200 to 300 milligrams, game changer. If you're a guy, want to get good sleep, I take it an hour before I go to bed, maybe an hour and a half. By the time it's time to go to bed, I'm out like a light switch. Magnesium glycinate, it's been proven to help with, winding down, all the different things. I think it's the best form of magnesium for sleep. I think a lot of magnesium will help, so any version is great. But for me specifically, I like magnesium glycinate at night. Now, other things, honorable mentions to mention with sleep. Caffeine, try to limit it, man. Try to cut it off. 2 p.m., I would say cut off caffeine. I know that that's not the best or the most fun. A lot of people like to have drinks at night. Get a Diet Coke without caffeine in it. That's the best thing I could tell you. Or get your drinks in earlier in the day if they have caffeine. Honorable mentions as well. Morning light, going on, seeing light in the morning is huge. And then keeping it super dark at night, about an hour before bed, 2 hours before bed, things you can do. That is sleep. That is how to get superhuman sleep. A lot of you guys are going to listen to this and be like, oh, that was all simple stuff. That doesn't seem like it'll make that big of a difference. Try it and DM me after you've tried it for a month. I guarantee you, if you get a sleep tracker, Fitbit Air, $100. If you get an eye mask, you can find them for pretty cheap, or you can invest in a good, nice one that's like a pillow, and then get some mouth tape. I'll put all this in the show notes so you guys can get on top of this. But I'm telling you, and then black out your room the best you can with lights. Keep it very, very dark. And then honorable mention as well, keep the thermostat 68 degrees, maybe even a little bit colder if you can. I'm telling you, you're gonna sleep better, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have more energy, you're gonna be that's step one, superhuman. Get good sleep. Okay, step two, training. All right. I've talked about this before, but I gotta bring this up again. Working out. Again, everybody goes to the gym. I'm talking to my guys here. A lot of guys go to the gym 3, 4, 5 times a week, and 10% of people are in shape, shredded, jacked, whatever the case may be. So obviously, there's got to be something that needs to change. So hear me out. I only train 3 days a week, and I've been doing that for about 3 years now, maybe even longer. Yeah, I've lost count. I only train 3 days a week in the gym with weights. 45 minutes to an hour are the workouts. So that's 3 hours a week. And people are like, no way, like that's crazy. But listen, I don't want to spend my whole life at the gym. Now, that doesn't count like my walks and things like that. That just doesn't count. I'm talking about weights just 3 times a week. I'm always getting walks in every day, right? Stuff like that. But you don't need to overdo it, is what I'm really trying to say here. Now, the biggest lever that I pulled to improve my training was reverse pyramid training. I'm telling you, this changed the game for me. I love it so much. What you're going to do is you're going to warm up maybe 3, 4 sets. You're going to hit your warm up. Let's say you do a couple reps here or there. Maybe you do, you know, some dumbbells. You build up whatever machine you're using. You knock out. You don't get yourself tired. You keep it, 3 to 5 reps. You build up to your heaviest set is your first set. This is why it's reverse pyramid. Most people start with their lightest set and then they slowly add weight as they go. That's what we're not going to do. We're going to do a reverse pyramid, starting with our heaviest set first. Boom, we're knocking 4 to 6 reps. We're talking your heaviest all out while you're fresh. This has been game changer. You hit PRs, you get stronger. It's game changer as well because in your mind you're not like taking everything easy and then finally getting to a heavy set. That's what I used to do. So you hit your set heaviest, then you drop it 10%, and then you drop it another 10%. So you do 3 sets, 2 to 3 sets, depending on what the exercise is. But I kind of like 3 sets. So I can't give you exact reps and sets because it changes, right? You know, follow a program with reverse pyramid training. You can look it up. There's workouts. You can even ask ChatGPT to give you reverse pyramid style training with 3 sets per exercise, and you want your workout to be about 45 minutes. Anyways, so you go Monday. I've been going Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do reverse pyramid training. I do upper, lower, and then upper again, right? Game changer because you're more focused, you get your workouts in faster, you're going to feel stronger, you're going to get better. It's telling you, you're never going to want to go back to just regular training, right? And then each week you push yourself hard and you get stronger, you get better. The 5 day splits, I'm just not about it. I'm not trying to waste my time. I'm trying to make money, be with my family, go to the gym as less as possible, and look good. So that's my take on training. That's what I would change for you guys. That's the biggest lever that I would pull. Reverse pyramid training. Boom, hit that. Okay, next. So that is step 2 to becoming superhuman. You do reverse pyramid training. You start with your heaviest set, and then you do 2 or 3 sets. You drop the weight from there. You know, reps and sets depend, right? 6 to 8 reps maybe as you drop weight. I wouldn't go more than, 6 to 8 reps, maybe 10. It would be the highest rep range I'd stick to. Okay. The next, number 3, to becoming superhuman is nutrition. Now, nutrition is something that you really are in seasons with nutrition. And I would say that nutrition is the biggest thing you need a coach with. You need a coach to help you with your nutrition, to dial it in, to go through seasons, to go through reverse dieting, to go through maintenance, to get super lean, to teach yourself how much protein, carbs, fats you need to be eating. Now, I'm going to tell you what to avoid in 2026. Do not do crazy diets extreme. What I mean by that, let's quit with getting rid of food groups. So keto, carnivore, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. People that say like certain food groups are bad, fruits or vegetables or this or that, I'm just not about it. My whole approach is you have everything. You have a well-balanced diet. That is something that we've probably talked about for 30 years now, but yet that's what we got to go back to. A well-balanced diet. Yes, you want to get enough protein. Yes, you want to get enough carbs. And yes, you want to get enough fats. All of it. You want all of it, right? There will be seasons where you go, you're getting lean, and so you have to kind of go down in certain areas, and you maybe want to keep your protein a little bit higher. Again, this is why I say nutrition's the hardest one to just do on your own. I would absolutely recommend getting a coach, getting someone to coach you one-on-one. Right now, I'm not taking on any clients, but reach out to me. Maybe I can recommend who I would, get help from in the industry that could help you. So avoid extreme stuff, avoid all that nonsense. It is really, getting moderation, getting everything in your body, quit with the extreme stuff, and get a coach to make it simple for you. Yeah, you got to change your relationship with food. Here's the biggest things that I've learned. There is no good and bad foods. It's just what's good for you at that, at that stage of your life, or what you like. You can eat anything and be in the best shape of your life, right? So don't fall for all the nonsense. And it doesn't matter how healthy you eat if you don't get the right amounts. Don't let that go over your head. It doesn't matter how healthy you eat. It doesn't matter if you eat 10 avocados a day and eat all your vegetables and eat all your fruit. If you're not eating the right amounts, it doesn't matter. Protein, carbs, it does not matter. So get that through your head. Doesn't matter how healthy you eat. If you don't eat the right amounts, you're going to be at square one still. So that's what I would say when it comes to nutrition. To become superhuman, you have to understand the amounts that your body needs. Okay, step forward to becoming superhuman, in my opinion, over what I've learned. When it supplements, all right. Now this is the last one because it's the least important. If you don't dial those in, the supplements don't matter. But I want to talk about supplements because I love supplements. I take them all the time. So I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about the brands I like. I'm going to give you some discount codes if you guys want to take advantage of it at the end. You totally can. Here's the five in no particular order. I would say just take all of them. And this is for guys, by the way. This is directed specifically for guys, sales professionals, men, between 20 to 40, right? That just want to be optimal, feel good, be a great dad, be a great salesperson, have energy, be dialed in. So, number one would be vitamin D3, K2. You've heard this a million times. Just take it daily. Even when I get my blood work done and my vitamin D levels are good or great, I still take it every day. I don't miss. I don't miss ever. So that's what I would say. Number two, fish oil. Take it daily, same thing. I don't care if my blood work says it's good or not. I'm not getting enough fish in my diet, so that is something that I would absolutely recommend. And then I already talked about magnesium glycinate before bed. Go back to segment one to watch or to learn about that. Helps me sleep, get deep sleep. Number four would be a protein powder. I like protein isolate. It has the least amount of carbs and fats. It's a good option. Runner ups that I take, if you wake up super early and you train fasted, let's say you wake up at 5 a.m. and train, amino acids can be good. Essential amino acids would be the only thing I would take there. Just so you're not on an empty stomach and nothing in your system at all. I just feel like aminos just, I don't know, it makes me feel better when I train. And then runner ups as well, electrolytes and some salt throughout your day. I take a lot of sodium throughout the day. I'm taking like 1,000 milligrams of salt a day. I wouldn't be scared of it. I think I feel way better. I don't have any headaches. I sip on it all day long, electrolytes. So those are the things that I recommend when it comes to supplements. I can let you know the best stuff below. One other runner up that I'd mention is Tonga Ali. I think that's how you say it. It is kind of this one where it's kind of like a testosterone support. Listen, I like taking it. I think I feel better on it. Who knows if it's placebo or if it actually does anything, but that's another one I'd look up is Tonga Ali. There it is though. That is the supplements that I would take every single day. Like I take all of those every single day. It's better to be consistent. It's better to really make it a routine thing. And, those are things you just don't need to go off of, like really ever. So that's it. I think I mention creatine as well? If I didn't, that was the fifth one, creatine, monohydrate. There's a couple other creatine HCl that's good as well. But creatine monohydrate is just so much cheaper. So That's the one I'd go with. So that's the whole strategy when it comes to supplements. That's how you become superhuman. That's how you get in great shape, and then you be consistent over a year length of time, 2 years, and you watch your body change, you watch your energy go up, you start to feel better, look better, have more confidence in the fitness game, the health game. I hope this helped you guys. I do want to do a podcast on peptides. I currently don't have enough knowledge to do a podcast on peptides yet. I'm studying more about it, learning more about it, but I would say don't even worry about the peptides if you don't have all of this stuff dialed in first, especially when it comes to peptides. Like these are pricey things. You don't want to just throw money at it if you're not already in shape. That's just my take on it. It's like get this stuff dialed in and then absolutely add some peptides if you want to. I don't know enough about it yet. I'll get some more research done and then I'll do a full podcast on that maybe months down the line. But I hope this landed for you guys. I hope this helped. Everything that I shared with you is something that I specifically take. Helped me become superhuman. You've seen my before and afters. Average body, had probably 15, 20 pounds to lose, or, just two lean, shredded year round, 10% body fat. You can do it as well. It's just these simple things done over a long length of time and consistently that will yield the biggest results. Here to help. This was hopefully some free game for you guys to optimize your health even better. Until next time.